Well, howdy there. We're back, and today we're going to do the High Priestess, which is Mugwort or Artemisius vulgaris. So let's get started with what she says about the card, and then we'll go into the herb itself. Mugwort, Artemisia species. Follow the fragrance of mystery, awaken ancient memory, divine messages in dreams and visions. An unfinished mugwort dream pillow of stars and moons lies on a blue silk cloth. The thread, still attached to the needle, loops around curled leaves. A small scroll tied with a satin ribbon is tucked inside. 3 rose hips split open, revealing their seeds. Near vials of copal and storac resin. A moon phase pendant is draped across the table. The mystery summons the awakening one. Answer the call. Know for its aromatic leaves, mugwort enhances dreams and strengthens intuition. Just as a bitter taste of the tea is hard to swallow, what is revealed may be unpleasant. Healing is sure to come once your visions are acknowledged. The silver leaves of mugwort easily hide the plant from all but the best foragers. This is a secret between you and the dream time. You need not share. Crafting with the High Priestess. To follow the fragrance of mystery, seek your native mugwort in the wild. Please, make a dream pillow with mugwort tucked inside to invite lucid dreaming. Burn in mugwort incense before journaling session to decipher messages in dreams and visions. So today, we're going to go to a different book. So I'm going to put the card down for a second, and we're going to dive into mugwort. She was one of my favorite herbs, and you'll probably hear that quite often from me. So the book today is Invasive Plant Medicine, the Ecological Benefits and Healing Abilities of Invasives by Timothy Lee Scott. I would like to see this book in every single household. This is very well written. It is a wealth of knowledge, and everyone can benefit from it, whether you're an herbalist or not. So, Artemisia vulgaris is the mugwort. But there are different species of Artemisia. Some you will recognize, such as tarragon is part of the Artemisia family. Abyssinian, which the witches will know quite well. The genus Artemisia consists of some 300 species of annual, biennial, and perennial herbs and shrubs found throughout the dry, temperate regions of the world. Some of herbal interest include mugwort, moxa, and tarragon, or moxa bustion that they use in Chinese medicine. Mugwort is also known as Eastern sage. This is a plant that you can burn in place of sage, and it grows abundantly on the East Coast. It grows north into most of the Canadian states, the northern west, and the northern east. It doesn't grow in the southern state. From Rosemary Gladstar, A. annua as a treatment for malaria, and feel if it's to be one of the most effective treatments for it. When she traveled in Southeast Asia, our groups made one every day and take it daily as a preventative for malaria. And it is good for altering states of consciousness because it contains a hallucinogenic properties. It's not that strong like in some plants, but it is there, and it is noticeable if you were to smoke it. It says it clears summer heat, it clears fevers with accompanying weakness, cools the blood and stops bleeding, treat malaria disorders, clears liver, heat, and brightens the eyes. And there's something we should get into, and there's something you also should know, and I think this is a good place to start. Each plant has its own chemical makeup, and we have different names for that in herbalism. It's constituents, it's chemical makeup, it's compounds, and that all means it's plant chemistry. And that's something important to know, especially the basic plant chemistries. So Artemisia has obsidian. It has all kinds of antimicrobial and digestive properties, anti-inflammatory, anti-tumor. And these are other terms that you should get familiar with. Anti-malarial, antimicrobial, anti-cancer, antihypertensive, antipyretic, and cholinergic. These are terms that all herbalists should know, and these refer to the effects that the plant has on the body. So there are all types of terms, and I'm going to go into the terms on my Patreon page because it's too much to cover in this text. Not in this text, but in this is just basically of an overview of what the plants can be used for. So, ecological importance. Artemisia a Chinese Artemisia was studied for its restoration potential with regard to an area contaminated with lead, zinc, and copper tailings. Of 10 species, the Artemisia was found to be most effective in reducing the contamination in the soil and was determined to be quite suitable for cytostabilization programs. A native of Canada, Artemisia, was found to be a cold-tolerant plant that could survive in crude oil-contaminated soil, with the ability to withstand such pressure without, in the process, losing biomass. This Artemisia species is considered a good candidate for photoremediation effects. Western sage, an Artemisia, was also found to be growing in a contaminated anti-tank firing range and was accumulating the explosive HMX from the soil. So in other words, what some of these beautiful plants can do is they take out these toxic elements in the soil, and through that process clean up the soil. They literally clean up the soil. And what some of these plants do is when they take them in, the plant itself doesn't become toxic. Some plants can. And what happens when some of these plants take up these especially the minerals like copper and lead, they can be literally smelted, and the copper can be reused and taken from these plants. And then some plants just totally take them up and reduce. There's a scientific term for it, but they take it up in such a way that it doesn't change the chemical composition of the plant at all, but it removes the stuff from the soil. So a lot of there's other plants that do the same thing, and Artemisia is a good species for that, where it takes it up, and then the plants can literally be smelted to remove these metals, the heavy metals, which can then be processed and reused. So nature knows how to deal with all the pollution that we have inflicted on her. She already has the plants in place to take care of this. So that's one thing that this is really good for, as well as a good medical plant. So there's a lot more that I can go into here, but the best place, and it is grows abundant here, and I tell you, the flowers, when it is in bloom, is highly intoxicating. It will knock me out if I'm near a big bloom of mugwort. Let me tell you, it's just like, huh? It really relaxes me. Let me take a moment here and put this card down while I talk to you. And I don't like to pause my videos. I don't like to edit my videos. I am not a professional. I just do videos because I enjoy doing videos. Why should I act like a professional and edit and, you know, put all that work into them? Just too much work. You either like my videos or you don't. So let me look it up real quick here so I can find it quickly. 249. We'll go back to the Peterson's field guide because she's a it's funny the way this book is really open. So we are looking for Artemisia vulgaris. Here is a whole bunch of different mugworts. Different Artemisias. We got white sage, which is a part of the family. It is a part of the composite family, which I said. We have the mugwort right here. What have we got here? Sweet Annie. I tell you, when this is in bloom, it is amazing. So let's go to Artemisia vulgaris. Leaf tea diuretic, induces sweating, chest menstrual irregularities, promotes appetite, tonic to nerves. Hello! Used for bronchitis, colds, colic, epilepsy, fever, kidney ailments, sciatica. Experimentally lowers blood sugar. Components have antibacterial and antifungal activities. Dried leaves used as burning stick moxia, famous in Chinese medicine to stimulate acupuncture points and treat rheumatism. Clinically proven to lower incidence of breech birth presentation. So that's just Artemisia vulgaris. Like I said, there's the Artemisia luvinica, which I think I have, that's not what it looks like. It looks like, and then there's the wormwood, which is the Artemisia absinium, and then there is the Artemisia annua, and what else? And the Artemisia campestris, which is the western sagebrush. Wild or Russian tarragon is Artemisia dracunculus. Yeah, that's a mouthful. So it doesn't matter. So Artemisia is really a good family to get to know. She is really quite the herbal ally, which is something I go into on my Patreon page. So we're into 14 minutes. And Thanks to the Herb Crafters Tarot for taking us on this journey. And the Herb Crafters Tarot is by, artist is by Joanna Powell Colbert, written by Latasha Guthrie. And we thank them for their hard work. So until next time, give the video a thumbs up if you're so inclined. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll get it out to more people so they can take this journey also. Many blessings, and remember to be wild.